Yes. Questions.
Telegram Sam, you're my main man. Oh, Sam, I know.
These are some of the biggest rice growing areas on the planet, and 3 feet takes out every single delta on Earth.
Yeah, a lot of Americans don't understand how important rice is. It is a staple of the diet here and all over Asia, as a matter of fact. You don't have a meal without rice. And without rice, sometimes, for a lot of people, you don't have a meal.
Yep.
So it's serious stuff.
Yep.
And, Professor, could there be anything to that? I mean, are we going through a change in our climate?
Yeah, I think absolutely we are. You could step back and say the climate is always changing, and so in one sense that's nothing unusual. On the other hand, if you look at historical records, the level of CO2, carbon dioxide in our atmosphere now is equivalent to what it was somewhere between 20 and 30 million years ago. We haven't been this high in 20 to 30 million years, and very soon we will be back where we were 100 million years ago. During the age of dinosaurs, a very warm climate. We have, within 100 to 150 years at current increase, we will be back in the Cretaceous. Now, the Cretaceous was not a time of any ice sheets, let alone ice caps. Ice cap is something that floats on the sea. Ice sheet sits on land. If an ice cap melts, so what? If an ice sheet melts, up goes sea level.
Right. There are people who are saying that right now, the Antarctic ice is actually increasing, not decreasing. Is there any support for that?
Interestingly, I just have come back from Antarctica, my first trip ever.
Oh, lucky you!
Yeah.
That's the one place the one continent I have not been to. And how was it?
Well, there were some moments when I was thinking I'm not very lucky at all. We had a storm on our third day that we were two parties, one from the American Museum of Natural History and our party, University of Washington and Caltech, and the big storm hit on the third day. The American Museum team was found in a cave, just barely alive, after the storm blew all their tents down. So if you don't have a tent in a big storm when it's below zero and we had 90-mile-an-hour winds, you die real fast. So they got evacuated by icebreaker. We survived that storm, but all the Antarcticans kept saying they've never seen weather this severe. And the reason is you just warm it up a little bit. So to go back to your question, I had with me one of my colleagues is Eric Steig. He's a University of Washington professor like me, but he had the cover of Nature about 4 months ago, the most prestigious journal of all, showing that Antarctica is warming. I mean, this is the last hope for anti-global warming skeptics. Antarctica has been cooling, they say. No. Now they can show that every continent is warming, and warming rapidly. There is 240 feet of sea level rise in the ice on Antarctica. We cannot let that melt.
Wow.
Yeah, 240 feet.
My gosh. Where were you in Antarctica?
Antarctic Peninsula. We were the long string of islands that stick out. So we didn't go through McMurdo. We went down from Chile, a place called Punta Arenas, and took a ship, an icebreaker, 5 days across the Drake Passage. Got dumped off, 7 of us, with our tents, and picked up 6 weeks later.
Wow. The purpose of your trip?
Fossil hunting. We're looking at mass extinctions of the past, and just coincidentally, we're watching ice sheets, just as amateurs, not as professionals. We were doing fossil collecting as professionals, but our camp was on permafrost, which was no longer perma. So we were on just this muddy mess where it's supposed to be frozen solid. It's changing very fast according to those who know it.
Well, of course, that is a great danger because we've got the Ross ice shelf there, and if, as you point out, if an ice shelf goes, then the sea level rise really does begin in earnest, and that's scary stuff.
Absolutely.
And if you were on an island, as I am now, would you be concerned, or is it still far enough in the future that you'd shrug it off?
Yeah, it's not in our lifetimes. I've been to the Philippines. I very much enjoyed it. I've been to Manila, been to Negros, Dumaguete City, and it's, as you know, it's a high island. There's plenty of high levels there. It's not like Nauru or the Bahamas, for heaven's sake. The Bahamas are just like low sand hills. So the volcanic islands, the high islands, are fine. But near the ends of our lives, I hope to live to 200 years in age, and I hope you do too, but near the ends of our lives, we will start seeing this acceleration of sea level, and it will be scary and spectacular.
How long, looking far ahead, Professor, can we expect that there will be animal life on Earth?
Yeah, we're going to actually have a long time, and that's what's so strangely ironic about this whole business I'm in. The short-term danger is too much carbon dioxide. The long-term danger for all animals on this planet is not enough carbon dioxide. And that kind of goes to the heart of this book I just wrote, the Medea hypothesis, that life has done this. Life is shortening the time on which life can be on the planet. That sounds circular, but it's not. Life is ultimately its own worst enemy.
All right, let me interject this because it's something I read in the first hour. We are now in this really bizarre solar minimum.
Yep.
There's just virtually nothing going on in the sun, and by this time, ham operators like myself and those who study the sun expected we would be well into on our way to a new solar maximum. It hasn't happened. The sun is just dead quiet. And there are many who believe, and we'll find out if you're one of them, that the action on the sun ultimately affects the climate here on Earth. And it does seem a reasonable hypothesis that it would be so. Are you one of those people or no?
Well, I mean, who can deny that the sun affects climate? And all we need to look at are the fact that the Earth goes around in an ellipse, not a circle, and that the great Milutin Milankovitch was the one who showed that these three aspects of orbit totally affect climate. The fact that we went into ice age, out of ice age, into ice age, is all about where you are in those orbital parameters. Sometimes you're closer to the sun every year, sometimes you're farther away every year. So just even a minimal change in our distance really radically changes weather. Now, the longer term, is the sun fluctuated in the energy output? I mean, that's what we're really looking at, isn't it? Do we have times with more energy and less energy? And the trouble is our observation, yeah, we've observed sunspots over long periods of time, but we're just getting to the point where we're getting sophistication in understanding energy output. We don't have a 1,000-year record, and yet maybe some of these cycles are 2,000, 10,000, 15,000 years. We don't know yet. We just don't know yet.
Okay, well, here's the thing. The last time we had a solar minimum that looked kind of like this one, when the sun just became dead for a long period of time, we had a mini ice age. Now, perhaps that's coincidence, and perhaps not. If not, and if there really is a relationship between climate and the action on the sun, which again seems reasonable,